LeBron James all the way in.
And here comes Simmons the other way, 3-on-2. Simmons eludes the defender and lays it in with that. Certainly the length altered that shot. Out of the quick steps.
Let's move on. Let's drop a bit of hot news on people right now because there's some news afoot today.
There is some news. So the big news coming out of Real GM, ESPN, all other news outlets is that the Kawhi Leonard's relationship with the Spurs front office and coaching staff has been in a discord. Mm-hmm. It's been very distant. They've been very at least the Spurs have been questioning how Kawhi Leonard has been recovering from his injuries.
Yep.
A lot of questions about his sort of mentality right now, and it's leading to people speculating that he could be traded. Mm-hmm. There's some people saying that he won't finish his career out as a San Antonio Spur. They're saying that he actually has emotion. They're saying a lot of different things about Kawhi Leonard. My thing is, I think we do need to relax a little bit. I don't think that San Antonio will be trading a superstar, one of the best two-way players in the NBA for anything.
Probably the best, honestly.
I think LeBron is still, but he's arguably one of the best. So, what are we thinking here? Do you think that it's possible for Kawhi Leonard to ever leave the Spurs?
I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible if the right suitor came. Mm-hmm. Just for the mere fact that you don't they want to contend this year and the next couple of years. Kawhi, it's up for debate if he's even going to play again this season. Mm-hmm. We don't know. He's out indefinitely. So I could see if somebody came to them with an incredible amount of value in return for Kawhi, I could see it. But the only thing I would have to say in that sense is that the team who would come for that trade would have to be willing to just throw away this year because they're giving away a ton of pieces to get him in return, and you're not going to have him for this year anyway. So it's hard to think of teams that are just willing to throw away a bunch of pieces for an injured guy, Yeah. I think that's the biggest part of this trade that, whether San Antonio would ever really want to trade him or not, who knows? It's news. We don't have any sources, so we're just talking. But they'd have to get some crazy value in return. But I could see them doing it because LaMarcus Aldridge is really having an incredible year, and as many solid role players as they had, if they could add another star in return, or just somebody to go hand in hand with LaMarcus Aldridge, I think there's a chance, Yeah,
I could see it. I do think that the Spurs are in a bit of a dilemma here because they want Kawhi Leonard to heal up the way he wants to. I don't think they really want to do anything that way to kind of hurt him. But, they've been describing the camp between Leonard and the Spurs as distant, disconnected. Mm-hmm. It's just in terms of just how the rehab is going. I think they're just a little bit questioning it because, Kawhi Leonard should have been back by now. Obviously, there were some bad injuries that happened with the shoulder. First, it was with the quadriceps.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of led to other injuries. So I think the Spurs are just questioning it because, it will turn from one injury to 2 or 3 now. Yeah. So we'll see where it goes on from here. I think one that is interesting, and I'm proposing it, but it's just a theory.
Let's just, before you even give this trade, I think this is in the same exact boat as Anthony Davis. I really don't think there's any chance this happens. So it's all, for me on my side, all hypothetical because really, I don't think it's happening.
I don't think it's happening either. But my conspiracy theorist in me is telling me that we could potentially see maybe Kawhi Leonard for LeBron James. Because
LeBron have a no trade exception? But I guess he'd probably waive it to go to San Antonio.
He could waive it to go to San Antonio. He loves Greg Popovich. Imagine joining the White Walkers in the San Antonio Spurs.
Shit. You just threw a really good one out there, Bernie. The question would be for San Antonio, are they... That's a lot in... Oh, man. The best player, but he only has the rest of this season on his contract.
Yeah. And
he comes with a lot of drama.
He does come with a lot of drama, but I think Greg Popovich has coached long enough to kind of understand how to handle guys like LeBron and the way that he wants to run a team. LeBron and Greg Popovich have a great relationship. I think that this trade could work, and Greg Popovich could help and mentor him if he does want to end up going as like onto the next stage of his career, whether it's a GM or a coach.
Interesting. I really like your idea.
And I think you could also attract some people because, there was potential that Chris Paul could be going to the San Antonio Spurs earlier than the season before. So I think if you add him, LaMarcus Aldridge is a good player. He's a mix between he's like a poor man's Tim Duncan a little bit. I would say that he has a better shooting range, which is good because LeBron likes a guy that can shoot, and he also can rebound as well.
Yeah.
So I think the team around him is good enough right now. I do think they probably need one more piece with LeBron.
Yeah.
And LaMarcus Aldridge, if that trade was to happen, or if he was to go to the Spurs. But I mean, I could see it. Or maybe what you do is you sign LeBron in the offseason and you trade Kawhi Leonard for another superstar piece.
Interesting.
That's just a conspiracy theory. Like I said, this is not factual. This is just my hypothetical thinking.
That's not a bad idea, though.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do with this. I mean, just let us know down below. This isn't the end of the video, but just let us know down below if you think LeBron could ever join the Spurs, or if there should be a swap between Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James, or even just trading away Kawhi Leonard for a superstar piece so that LeBron can join in the summer and you can bring in a superstar.
All right, hold on. I got three possibilities, all right, I want to throw at you.
All right. The Knicks.
The Knicks, and the Knicks. Fuck, I can't figure this one out. All right, I'll come back to it, though, because I think it's not a bad idea. First and foremost, let's go right back to the Blazers.
Okay.
All right? Kawhi Leonard, they pick up Dame Lillard, all right?
Okay.
And then Dame Lillard is not enough for Kawhi.
Yeah.
In my eyes, he's just not enough.
probably
So they
need
got to
more
throw in a young player. I think Zach Collins is a great fit. Their centers, the centers in San Antonio, a little questionable, right? Laverne, he's not bad. He's not a bad player, a young player. But they got Powell on a crazy contract, and he's old, and he's already coming off the bench,
Yeah.
So maybe bring in another young option just in case Laverne is not what they want, in the long run. So you bring in Zach Collins, Dame Lillard for Kawhi. I think in that sense, you're probably getting pretty close to being enough as far as the return value.
Yeah.
Another option, let's go to my boys, the Knicks, all right? I got to throw them out there. Tim Hardaway Jr., Frank, I'm sorry, I got to throw you in there again.
Frank, man, he's just...
And then the first-round pick for the Knicks. But if you think about it, and, this is the way I described it to you, Tim Hardaway Jr. is a very poor man's version of Kawhi, right? In the sense that he's versatile. He's a two-way player. He can shoot the three. He can dunk on people. And he plays really good defense. Frank Ntilikina, European, very, very young player, plays incredible defense. He just needs to work on a shot. San Antonio has an incredible shooting coach that they have on their staff for Kawhi Leonard, right? That means the Knicks are throwing away their season, but I'd take it. Third and foremost, I haven't had enough time to figure out the cap space on this one. Kawhi Leonard to the Charlotte Hornets. You bring in Kemba Walker. First and foremost, he's the biggest piece that they'd be getting back. But then you got to throw in a nice, valuable young player because Kemba's clearly not enough. So Malik Monk, good idea. But then in order to take on Kemba Walker, they would have to shed a contract. So I think they'd have to give up a player like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I just don't know how to work it yet. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, and then like a first-round pick too.
Okay. I think out of those three, I like the Charlotte one better. I think that one makes the most sense in terms of how much value you could get back for him.
Yeah.
Or even like the Damian Lillard one is not a bad option as well. I think the Spurs, they're just missing a point guard because Tony Parker's old now, so obviously his minutes aren't going to be as much as they once were when he was a younger dude. I think they're just missing a point guard, and like I said, if you can just add a small forward, whether it's LeBron James or whether it's a Kawhi Leonard even, just getting back into shape, and maybe this trade stuff doesn't happen, I think they're just a point guard away from it. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes on from here. I think Kawhi Leonard, like you said, it's very, very low that he's going to ever be traded. But, it's fun to speculate. It's fun to see where
It is definitely fun to speculate and just, be curious as to what could happen with him. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.